So I heard you paint houses. So Martin Scorsese is one of the most influential film directors of all time. I know he's influenced me on my filmmaking. I know he's influenced a lot of other people on their filmmaking. He's just a genius whenever it comes to cinema. And he's back at it again with his new film, a Netflix original, The Irishman. Now, I know I was sort of dissing on Netflix there. I don't mind Netflix. I don't mind streaming services. I think they're great for, the casual moviegoer or somebody that doesn't really care about physical media. But, man, they leave physical media out in the dust whenever it comes to their original movies. Well, that's fine. I'm not going to get into that. But The Irishman, now, they're showing this in select theaters, and I actually was fortunate enough to see it at one of my local theaters. I'll post a picture up there. It's the Kentucky Theater. I mean, if you live in the area and you've not been there, at least go see one film there. I mean, it's a different experience. They play music before, like piano music and stuff. It's really, really cool. And the popcorn and, like, the drink prices and stuff. I mean, they're a lot better than going to a regular movie theater. So yeah, The Irishman. What did I think about it? What did I not like about it? What did I love about it? So The Irishman was almost everything that I wanted it to be. It was. I really did enjoy The Irishman. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters. And the de-aging, now that was one thing that I was really worried about. I didn't know if the de-aging was going to work as well as, they thought it was going to work. I think they done the best they could with the de-aging. The scenes where Robert De Niro was supposed to be, I think, like in his 20s, early 30s, Robert De Niro always looked like he was in his late 40s, early 50s in the film. Now, I might be just one person that thinks that, or I could just be in a select minority that thinks that, but I really did. I felt like him and Joe Pesci and Al Pacino, they never looked really, really, really young. And I'm not sure about Joe Pesci or Al Pacino because I know that Frank Sheeran, I know there was supposed to be a scene where he was like 27, maybe his early 30s, and I was never convinced that he was that young in the film. But the de-aging CGI was really good. I mean, they made Robert De Niro, if you look at him now and you look at him in some scenes, I would say that Robert De Niro in the film looked I think he looked kind of like he did in Goodfellas and Casino. That's the youngest I think Robert De Niro looked in the film, but he never really looked Taxi Driver young. Like he never looked Godfather young or Deer Hunter young in the film. But the more you watch it, the more you don't care about the de-aging, and I really do appreciate it because Martin Scorsese, he could have got younger actors to play, and then the younger actors that sort of look like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, but he decided to take the actors and de-age them. Now, the way that this film sounds, it sounds like it was something that Scorsese really wanted to make. It sounds like something that went through development hell, something that they really wanted to get on the silver screen, and they did. And you can tell that this is a passionate project because everything in the film is just really finely tuned, and you can tell that they cared about each and every scene, and I really appreciated that. There wasn't really one scene that I was watching that I didn't like. But with that being said, the movie's 3 hours and 30 minutes. Now, I love long movies. I really do. I love long movies. I love like Gone with the Wind, Godfather, Stanley Kubrick's A Space Odyssey. Heck, if I was to make a movie myself, like I've got an idea for like a 4.5 hour long movie. I love long movies. But I feel like long movies do a lot better with an intermission. I feel like if you're watching a movie that's over 3 hours long, an intermission helps the movie out a whole lot. It gives you a chance to take a break in the theater. Now at home, I don't really care. I can pause, do what I got to do, go upstairs and get more food, all that stuff. But I love watching movies in the cinema. So, or cinema, the movie theater. And an intermission helps long movies. Now, I can understand why they didn't put one in this movie because, they want you to keep going on and on and on. Like a journey, like a train ride or like a car ride. They want you to keep going through this journey with these characters. And that's fine. I completely understand that. But I did feel like the movie drug on just a little bit. Just a little bit. And that was sort of towards the third act. Just a little bit. And I don't really feel bad for saying that because I didn't feel like Goodfellas drug on. I didn't feel like Casino drug on. Casino's my favorite Scorsese movie. I love Casino. And Wolf of Wall Street at 3 hours, I didn't feel like that movie drug on a lot. But for some reason, that extra 30 minutes in The Irishman, I mean, it's a whole half hour. I felt like it was too slow at times. Now, it wasn't slow the whole time. Like, it was more of just like boom and then slow, boom and then slow. It's just these little sections of like, nothing was important really was going on. Like, it was important, but I don't necessarily think it had to be in the film. Now, I could be wrong about that. That's just my opinion. If you didn't think the movie was slow at any parts, that's completely fine. I'm not trying to hound the movie for that. You should still definitely watch it. I could be wrong. you might like it. So that's all I'm going to say there. But The Irishman, it was really good. Let me tell you, the wax in this movie, you know, the shooting, the killing and stuff, that was just, it was blunt. I think that was the most blunt wax I've ever seen in a film, and I loved it. I really did. And there was a lot of really clever, witty jokes in the film. It was funny when it needed to be funny. It was, you know, there was a scene in the movie, though. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but there was one scene in the movie, and I remember my wife was sitting next to me, and she was like, it's a tense scene. It really is. And you just feel for these characters. The characters, the writing, the dialogue, the directing, the production, the soundtrack. I was a little disappointed in the soundtrack, you know, like, but I'm not going to hound the movie over that. You know, I don't care what director or whoever makes the movie. I don't care what music they put in the film. It's their film. You know, their music is what's supposed to play the part. Like, the music is supposed to play whatever the part they want it to. Like, I was just sort of hoping in, like, the scenes where it was, like, the 60s and the 70s and stuff, I was hoping maybe we would get, like, a good 60s song or a good 70s song. They played a lot of songs that were, like, back in the 50s, I think. Maybe some 60s songs. Some of them I wasn't familiar with. Some of them I was. But I had a hard time knowing what time period it was at some points, you know? Like, I felt like I was watching a movie, like, all of it was set in the 50s. And I know that's not the case, because I know some of it was set in the 70s. So a little bit of the music sort of maybe would have helped with that. But at the same time, now that I look back at it and I've already seen the movie, like if I was to watch it again, I'm going to know. So it's not really that big of a deal. So that's just something that I'm hounding, and I just completely forgot about it. So there's no point to hound about it anymore. But with that being said, The Irishman, it's a fantastic movie. It comes out on Netflix next week. I'm so glad I got to see it a little bit early, and I'm so glad I got to see it in the theater. It was a great experience. I'm going to give The Irishman, as you guys know, I rank films F for horrible, D for bad, C for okay or meh, B for good, A for amazing, and S for superior or masterpiece. I'm going to give The Irishman an A. It was absolutely amazing. It wasn't a masterpiece. I couldn't compare it to films like Goodfellas or Taxi Driver or Casino. It's close, though. It's right up there. If they would have shaved a few minutes off and the stuff that I want to dislike about the movie, it's stuff that I understand they couldn't get, you know, completely right. So, but it still wasn't this masterpiece. It's a masterpiece in some aspects, but overall, it's still an amazing film. It almost hits the S rank for me. I just want to throw that out there. It almost hits the S rank for me. One of my favorite movies of the year. Definitely check it out. Anyway, guys, if you guys want to check out my first ever novel, links down in the description below for the paperback and the hardcover copies. I'm going to make a video about my new one that I announced called The Runaround to Hell I Come, but you can also check out I Wish I Never Knew. If you guys want a completely original, just awesome story, definitely check it out. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's written completely different than other books. And if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, links down there as well. I'm almost at 4,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm almost at 500 subscribers on YouTube, so it'd mean the world to me if you subscribed and followed me. And where I'm sort of a smaller channel now, you know, just tell me if you subscribed, you know, and if you're making content similar to mine, I would love to subscribe and repay the favor. And if you guys want to also check out mine and my good buddy Gavin Cade's short film, the link's down there in the description, and his channel link is down in the video description as well for that. Neon Snuff, it got accepted in the Scarefest Film Festival. It's a lot of fun. I think you guys will really enjoy that. And let me know what you guys thought of The Irishman down in the comments below. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Was it just okay? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.